It's the cheap challenge. It's the cheap challenge. It's the cheap challenge. It's the cheap challenge. King Buddha, it's never too late to awake you. King Buddha, it's never too late for mistake to. King Buddha, it's never too late to awake you. King Buddha, it's never too late for mistake to. King Buddha, shut up or shut up. King Buddha, shut up or shut up. Fuck. Karen.
Welcome everybody to today's episode of the Cheat Challenge, and it's your boy, the Cheat Challenge, and your boy King Buddha. We back for another one, guys. Welcome, so glad to have you guys. And today we're gonna be pretty much working on a new track. We're watching the Big Bang Theory here, so. Oh man, we just vibing right now, chat. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope you guys haven't missed me. Damn, you know what? It's a good time to order some food. I haven't ate shit. Let's order some food. What do we want to eat? Uber Eats. What do we want to eat? Chipotle entree with a free no. I need my glasses because I can't see. Damn, my glasses are far. She's too funny. I couldn't see shit. That's first and foremost. All right, Chad. Welcome to today's episode. In the meantime, before we get started, why don't we look at some of this? Let's see. Real quick. Let's order some food. What am I gonna eat? What can I eat? What can I eat? They a restaurant. Let's see what they got. Have I ordered from here before? And the oxtail was trash. They got the chofan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sheesh. All right. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Welcome to today's episode. I hope everybody was hearing me before this. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on the internet to begin with. I haven't been online for a minute. I've been trying to stay away from the internet. I've been going through a lot of my own issues, so I didn't need the internet to help me get depressed. Because that's what it does. So let's see what we got here. We have something about academic goes ballistic. Let me see. Is this recent? Doechie's new song flopped. Let's see. MC Academicos Ballistic on Journalist, Mr. Beast's first streamer industry plans. Let's go to the home page. It's gotta be something here. Too short phone, bro. Okay.
How you doing today?
What up, Doc?
I'm good, man. What's your name? Where you from?
Too Short, East Oakland, man. Oakland,
Yes, sir.
California.
Yes, sir. East Oakland in the house. Stop playing with
Yes,
them.
sir.
Oh,
Yes,
God,
sir.
yeah. You see the fit. Describe it today.
Oh, well, it's a fancy shirt that I usually don't wear fancy shirts.
Uh-huh.
You call me on the day when I'm actually working.
Damn, okay.
And I got this from my homeboy T Mills,
Uh-huh.
Tracy Mills over on Melrose in LA at the Earthlink flagship store.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm working there. I'm kind of fancy. I got these, they some Tom Fords, but but I bought them from the outlet mall.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
The pants, if you really wouldn't check the tag, that might be some cheapies. I might have some cheapies on right now.
Okay, okay.
Because I feel like when you swag out the bling,
Yeah.
and like certain little fits, you can just go.
Do what you gotta do. You see the kicks?
No, the kicks, I stole these yesterday from Sirius XM offices from a guy named Andy Cullen.
Uh-huh.
They said these have been, see the Sirius XM?
Yeah.
They said these been sitting on his desk. He said, take them off, I want them. He said they've been sitting on, these been sitting on his desk for like 4 or 5 years. I'm like, what size are they? My size?
Yeah.
So I borrowed them, and I'm telling you, the first I'm telling this to, I'm actually going to send Andy something really great.
Okay.
Send him a good gift, man, but
Oh my God.
You give anybody a style advice, what would it be?
every time you see me, I might have a little.
That's rock bottom, chat. And this is the epic Too Short. Like, blow the whistle. Ooh, blow the whistle.
Gucci belt on, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Style it, wear a nice watch and some new shoes, and rest of that shit, fuck what they talking about.
We like that. What is one artist you can listen to for the rest of your life?
One artist, anything Parliament Funkadelic.
Damn. Okay.
Come on.
What's your
OG.
favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Damn. Hands down, it would have to be the Mac.
Okay.
The Mac.
Okay. What's your favorite meal?
Favorite meal? Chicken and rice, anywhere in the world.
Okay. What's your favorite word?
If you don't know Too Short's favorite word, man, you shouldn't even be looking at this right now.
Damn.
Go back under the rock you've been hiding under.
Yes, sir. Let's put in your zodiac sign.
My zodiac sign?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? On the dead homies.
How you doing today?
What up, Doc?
I'm good, man. What's your name? Where you from?
Too Short, East Oakland, man. Oakland,
Yes, sir.
California.
Yes, sir. East Oakland in the house. Stop playing with
Yes,
them.
sir.
Oh,
Yes,
God,
sir.
yeah. You see the fit. Describe it today.
Oh, well, it's a fancy shirt that I usually don't wear fancy shirts.
Uh-huh.
You call me on the day when I'm actually working.
Damn, okay.
And I got this from my homeboy T Mills,
Uh-huh.
Tracy Mills over on Melrose in LA at the Earthlink flagship store.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I'm working there. I'm kind of fancy. I got these, they some Tom Fords, but but I bought them from the outlet mall.
Okay. Yeah.
The pants, if you really wouldn't check the tag, that might be some cheapies. I might have some cheapies on right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like when you swag out the bling,
Yeah.
and like certain little fits, you can just go.
Do what you gotta do. You see the kicks?
No, the kicks, I stole these yesterday from Sirius XM offices from a guy named Andy Cullen.
Uh-huh.
They said these have been, see the Sirius XM?
Yeah.
They said these been sitting on his desk. He said, take them off, I want them. He said these been sitting on his desk for like 4 or 5 years. I'm like, what size are they? My size?
Yeah.
So I borrowed them, and I'm telling you, the first I'm telling this to, I'm actually going to send Andy something really great.
Okay.
Send him a good gift, man, but
You give anybody a style advice, what would it be?
every time you see me, I might have a little Gucci belt on, maybe.
Yeah.
Style it,
Maybe.
wear a nice watch and some new shoes, and rest of that
He
shit,
said
fuck what they
maybe.
talking about.
We like that. What is one artist you can listen to for the rest of your life?
One artist, anything Parliament Funkadelic.
Damn. Okay.
Come on.
What's your favorite
OG.
movie?
Favorite movie? Damn. Hands down, it would have to be the Mac.
Okay.
The Mac.
Okay. What's your favorite meal?
Favorite.
Always talk good about yourself. Always talk positive about yourself. Always tell yourself You can do it. Always
I
be
agree.
that encourage. Always, always, always talk good about yourself.
I
Always
agree,
talk
Chad.
positive.
I was just checking to see if I went viral. No?
No.
Okay.
No, you
Let's
haven't.
check one more
Haven't
time.
gone viral.
I was just checking to see if I went.
Predicted the end in the IRL. Dirk Shooter admitted on made a murder on IG 2 hours ago. I guess we got to watch this real quick, chat.
If you're running your own business, you need Symphony. Just tell it what's on your plate, and it jumps right in, analyzing ways to move your business forward and gathering the right team of agents to get it done. It syncs your.
I've got another Dirk update ahead of the jury selection beginning, and there's some small W's for Dirk, some small L's for Dirk, but right now it is all to play for. And as I said in my previous video, I think Dirk's lawyer, his billion-dollar lawyer, Drew Findling, put on such a solid display in the courtroom yesterday that it really could go either way. I think the government is very strong. Drew Findling's very strong. Brian Steele coming through with the assist. I really don't know how this is going to go at this point, okay? It's been looking bad for Dirk at points, but he has had good moments, and there are a couple of W's to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the updates that have happened today, the day before trial begins. Oh, well, jury selection begins. The actual trial is not going to kick off quite yet. Probably next week, the actual trial will kick off. I mean, jury selection is part of the trial, but like there ain't going to be no evidence tried for a minute. But there are some updates, some filings, and then also I'll give you some reaction that's going on Reddit so you can get a full picture of what's going down. But this is the first thing, and this is kind of a W for Dirk. They said that the judge shout out to Dirk's imaginary.
Let's see what we got here, guys, because you know Trap Horror Ross been following this shit. So we definitely gonna get a scoop on this bitch. You know what I mean? We getting the scoop on this bitch. All right, guys. I guess we got side quest. This is a side quest. We're doing a little quick side quest.
Manager Dirk all day on X doing a great job of this. The judge granted in part and denied in part the motion to exclude the government's gang expert. So as you know, that there is basically a government expert, a gang expert, who I believe is some sort of...
We know this. Come on, hip hop police. We know about this. They got the gang experts. We know about this. Vandal Squad. We know about this.
Chicago detective, and they're basically saying that Dirk's team was fighting to have him excluded and said, no, you can't have him. Look, I haven't been saying the name, but it says it here on the paperwork, right? It's a detective, okay? But what's very, very interesting is, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So it's been determined, all right? They looked at the paperwork. The judge has given it consideration. They said the bank's expert motion is granted in part and denied in part. So the detective may offer limited testimony insofar as it's relevant to the government's theory of motive and necessary to explain certain terminology and background context. But he may not testify as to the 2nd through 7th items identified in his disclosure as to the gangster disciples and gang rivalries not at issue in this trial. Basically, as I said, and again, look, it's another situation where, like, I told you what was going to happen because the judge said what he was going to do in the courtroom. People don't want to believe me. But, like, the judge said what he was going to do. He said, look, anything to do with the BDGD gang war is not relevant for this trial. Quando wasn't no GD. Lil Tim wasn't no GD. Lil Pab wasn't no GD. Yes, King Von was a BD. Dirk was allegedly a BD, but it don't make no difference, all right? King Von's position as the king of the BDs and the biggest BD out here, BD crazy, right? Throwing up them gates.
Yo, he be wildin', yo. The shit he says sometimes, like, it just, look, like yesterday I was watching an episode with this guy, and he's talking about the guy that got killed in Mexico, and he's talking about that he finds the fits. Oh, I find that fit fire. I think I'm going to buy that and just rock it around my house. Like, no, you do not want to rock no cartel fit nowhere. Because when you rock cartel fit, you're picking a side. It's like you can't run around with the Crips and then you're going to be like wearing red and throwing up Zulu. You know what I'm saying? Like, cartel is way more like intense. Cartel is like mafia meets military. Like, they move like a military faction. They strike like a mafia. They're nowhere near gangs. They're way above that. Like, they're so way above that they make political people be feared. Like, fear them. Like, I'm talking about the people in Mexico in the cartels talk to the cops like shit. And if a cop don't like it, the cop ends up missing. Gangs don't do that. Mobs do that. Mafias do that. Cartels do that. And this guy here talk about, yo, I like that Chapo fit. Like, bro, if you like Chapo, then you don't like the opposition. You cannot rock any type of merch picking any side. It can be MF, it can be Chapo, it can be, you cannot pick a side. The minute you do pick a side, like me, I don't know nothing about cartels. You will not see me covering cartel information here. Because what if I cover a cartel situation and then somebody else from a different opposing cartel is like, they not jacking that while I'm talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like the mafia. You gotta mind your fucking business. And this guy here treads so lightly on the fucking discretion that he, I guess, seems to be white and he thinks nothing can happen to him. So he be making these crazy remarks about like King BD and like, don't do that, bro. And stop saying N-word guy and N-word this. Like, just say my guy. Stop saying N-word. You sound like a racist, Trap Lore Ross. Every time you say the N-word, even if it says nigga, and you're not supposed to say nigga, don't say N-word. Just say my guy. Okay? It sounds racist, my man. Just don't. Twitch, you could clip that.
But he, as the leader of that crew, as a fearsome gangster, all right, even they showed messages in court where Dirk allegedly said, yeah, Von went out like a real gangster, but they can't bring up the whole gangster disciple BD gang war. That's for the next trial. And the judge said, look, I need a date for that next trial. We're not forgetting about that next trial. That's happening. Okay. So it's the bank's expert motion, all right, granted in part, denied in part. The bank's application is denied without prejudice to an appropriate objection at trial. So it says that the government has shown that gang affiliation is relevant to the motive. Specifically, the alleged shooting was retaliation for the killing of a fellow gang member, the BD, all right, King Von. The gang norms around retaliation will explain the communications and conduct, but he's saying don't forget about the GDs. So the detective may explain gang terminology, retaliation norms, limited background on the BDs, not the GDs, the BDs, phone record investigative limitations, but he can't testify to the other enumerated opinions, discuss the GDs or the unrelated rivalries, give his own opinion on the defendant's gang membership. So, right, he says he can't mention prior arrest of Dirk, because this person apparently arrested Dirk back in the day. Said also to offset prejudice, the court will use a voir dire. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Pronounce voir dire. Voir dire. That's how it's pronounced. Voir dire. So voir dire, and it means, all right. Voir dire is I believe it's a French phrase for speak the truth, from an old Anglo-Norman French phrase. So voir means true or the truth, and dire means to say or to speak. So the court will use voir dire questioning, the truth, truthful questioning, all right, speaking the truth, a limited instruction, barring the government from framing this as a gang-related murder case. This wasn't a gang war murder. This was a retaliation for a big gangster that was killed by randoms that had nothing to do with it in the music industry. So the court reserves other gang-related evidence disputes for trial time objections rather than ruling on them preemptively, okay? Very, very interesting. The sense Smirk's experts have no restriction, but this goofy have to tread on thin ice. They do in a little bit too much for that one, okay? So Dirk's rebuttal expert to this testimony is restricted to the same scope. And bear in mind, it's like, yeah, Dirk has no restrictions, but that's not entirely true, because Dirk's, Dirk's expert also isn't allowed to bring up the old indictment, all right? They're not allowed to bring up, oh, well, you made mistakes. So there's restrictions on all of Dirk's different experts for various reasons. So everybody's got restrictions on them. And I got to say, look, this judge seems so fair, so on point, so logical. I'm so...
A judge seems fair. You see how this guy just be sounding crazy sometimes, bro?
Impressed by this judge, honestly. This judge is just killing it, all right? Not killing it like Dirk allegedly killed it, but killing it like he is actually just doing an amazing job.
And he's
getting
corny.
any ridiculous motions, even though Brian Steele and Drew Findling are making amazing arguments, and even when the government kind of overstepped the mark a little bit, I think the judge has been so fair, all right? If this case goes wrong for Dirk, it's not the judge's fault, all right? And it's not no prejudice. If the case goes wrong for the government, hey, they didn't have a good enough case. The judge has been so on point. It's been very fair, and I really do respect it. So anyway, in addition to that, okay, this is really controversial because Dirk's team. This is the minor L. So that was a lowercase W for Dirk. But this is a lowercase L for Dirk. Basically, as I told you in the previous videos and the previous breakdowns, Dirk and his team, they were trying to have their witness list completely secret right up until pretty much the moment they were going to surprise people and put them on the stand. But they said that the judge has emailed his final juror questionnaire to all counsel. He's included the names of all potential defense witnesses in the list of witnesses attached to the questionnaire. So it means that the judge has decided in the questionnaire to disclose this to the government, but the government have been ordered not to conduct any investigation of defendants' witnesses. So it basically says, right, the questionnaire has been sent to all counsel. The parties are advised that pursuant to the Ninth Circuit precedent, the court has included the names of all potential defense witnesses in alphabetical list of witnesses attached to the juror questionnaire. But they're saying the government, its attorneys and agents are ordered not to conduct any investigation of defendants' witnesses by online searches or otherwise until after the defendants have presented their opening statements at trial. It's so ordered. There's no PDF associated with this. They don't want to leak the names. Let me tell you why this is slightly an L for Dirk, because they were really hoping to bamboozle the government by putting last-minute people on the stand. Oh, yeah, we got this person. Boom, the government's flustered, all right? That's what they were planning to do. It's not going to fly. So, look, this is the U.S. government, right? These federal prosecutors are at the top of their game. They're amazing at what they do. And, you know, having observed them in the courtroom take a few L's, but then also take a few W's, you know, really like that moment in the courtroom when Brian Steele had really made a good speech, Drew Findling had made a good speech, and they said, oh, you know, this has nothing to do with gangs. It's going to send shivers down the defense, down the jurors' spines. You know, the government was slick. They were smart. They clapped back and they said, well, here's a text of Dirk saying King Von went out like a real gangster. So what you saying? So the government have been very on point at a lot of times in this, even though Dirk's team are very good. They're making the best of a bad situation. You couldn't have a better team, really. But the reason why this is bad, even though the prosecution aren't allowed to look up, they're not allowed to investigate, they're obviously not allowed to Google any of that kind of stuff, any backstory of these potential witnesses that Dirk's going to put forward, this is the federal government. They've been investigating. People talk about, I'm the feds. Bro, the feds, the actual feds are the feds, and the feds are good at being the feds. Like, they found stuff that I never would have even comprehended, all right? They're finding so many connections. They're going to have so much more evidence, you know, just based on the confidence that they're...
Well, no thanks to you.
...bringing to the courtroom, the things that we've seen so far, obviously the footage. They're probably going to know just by name, by looking at these names, they're probably going to know, all right, we're not going to investigate them, but we know who this is. We've already got info on this person. I see what they're trying to do with this
Trap Lord Ross already did an episode extensively broken down and detailed.
person. Oh, okay. They're not allowed to look into it until after the opening statements. And the reason why that probably is, I don't know. I'm just going to speculate.
This
all right.
fucking
People
guy
say, oh,
right
you can't
here.
speculate. Oh, this is just my opinion.
Right
Let me give you a little taste of my opinion on this
right
particular
here.
topic. The reason that I
fucking
think
guy.
that probably is happening is so that they can't dig up dirt on some of these people that the defense are going to use as their own witnesses, and then use their opening statements to trash these people when, you know, this was just delivered, right? I think it's only fair. And, you know, arguably there's a small advantage to the defense that basically have the option to, you know, pretty much like do a lot more digging into the prosecution's witnesses who would have been presented, you know.
Bring your agent into Monday.com. Your Claude, ChatGPT, and Copilot agents working side by side where you already work. Set permissions.
Around the same time, all right? We were hearing talk of 35 witnesses. They're trying to trim it down by 10. Obviously, we've heard specifically the detective who was going to be introduced. So this is kind of an L for Dirk and his team, who were really trying to keep this stuff a secret to the very last second. That's not going to be the case. But the prosecutors are blocked from doing any additional research into this until the opening statements have been completed. So the other thing that's big that a lot of people are talking about is this ruling on all of the evidence. And once again, as I told you, okay, the judge says what he's going to do before he does it. He's saying, look, you can assume I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Let me give you my opinion on this. All right, I'm going to let you guys argue it out. Cool. You've not convinced me. You'll see what I rule, but you get the gist. So, you know, literally, look, bro, like being in the courtroom, you know what's going to happen, okay? So not all of this is a surprise, but there are some interesting tidbits of information that are going around from these filings that have been made. So this is basically the rulings on all of the evidence, and this is really interesting. So I'll read you through all of the evidence and how the court ruled on it. So there's going to be a 911 call from August the 19th, 2022 by an unknown witness of the shooting, and essentially that's going to be admitted. This is the Lil Pab shooting. Somebody saw it and called it in and said what they thought happened. There's going to be an excerpt of the LA Sheriff's Department's body camera footage from the crime scene. This is admitted with excerpts as excerpted per the government's proposal at the hearing. I believe that there's some of that body camera footage that isn't going to be included. It's not relevant. They go on to say additional excerpts of the body camera footage from the crime scene. They said moot as to videos. They're going to admit non-graphic screenshots, so the actual videos of this particular situations, they said it's moot basically, but they were going to admit as non-graphic screenshots. TMZ footage of Quando Rondo's reaction. This is the no footage where you can actually see Pab's body, because I've seen it uncensored a few times. That's admitted. That's really bad. So they asked for 4 autopsy photos of Lil Pab, and as I said previously, yes, the ruling hadn't been made, but the judge said exactly what he was going to do. They said, look, let's not be gratuitous about this. Okay, 3rd photo only. You can have that photo. Let's not just go crazy with all of the photos and just let's not overdo it with these horrific photos. So Survivor Robinson's autopsy report, that said moot. And I think, so I'm just getting a little bit confused by this, because this says moot, and obviously, like, when a court rules the issue as moot, it means like it's already been resolved. So any kind of ruling on it doesn't make a difference. I don't know if that means that the one photo of the autopsy is going to make it very clear. I don't know if it means the medical examiner's testimony is going to make it clear. But they're basically saying that it's not relevant at this point. And they said, okay, so the excerpt of messages between Dirk, co-conspirator number 3, and a screenshot of Instagram post. So I believe this, and this is admitted. I can't remember exactly which one this was. I just flicked through my notes. I didn't have a specific note that I can find easily. Obviously, you can't Control F on my handwritten notes here, but obviously this is an incriminating photo. I don't know whether this is the one of somebody sending Dirk, a post about Quando screaming or something else. But anyway, this is interesting. It said excerpts of messages between Banks and CC5 RE Breezy interview. Now that's interesting. I don't know exactly what that means, who that is. I believe CC5 people are saying that is I've heard people saying that that's Booney Mo. A Breezy interview, I don't know if that's the 600 Breezy interview, and I believe there is a clip going around of 600 Breezy saying, I know Jam personally, like, ain't no way Jam's told, ain't no way Jam's gonna tell. So that one says moot, and I don't actually know exactly what the discussion of that was. Actually, no, I've just found that so number 116, that was the post from Von that showed messages between Dirk and a co-conspirator. They said it was improper character evidence. It puts him in bad light as a killer. I don't know if that was, they're saying Von's not available to testify, but it was admitted. And the prosecutor said this was an exhibit showing intent. Somebody texted co-conspirator 3 and said Von would have been out in the streets looking for revenge. So I believe that's a message, a back and forth. If that's right, if that's 116, that basically would apparently be a message. Basically, it would be a message where Dirk says, if the shoe was on the other foot, Von would have slid for me, apparently. So they didn't talk about 1617 in court. So obviously, the 120, oh, no way. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This says 120, social media depicting the Quando Rondo challenge. That will be admitted. Now, don't tell me it was this. Brother, they about to bring up Famous Richard in this bitch, bro. I didn't know they was gonna do that. That's crazy. Bro, this is crazy. If you know the case well, you'll know this, right? I'm going to just start pulling up things that I know are in this thing, okay? This is the first, they didn't mention this in court. A social media video depicting the Quando Rondo challenge. This is Famous Richard. They took the audio of what happened to Quando and reenacted it. They're going to show this in court for the pressure to slide for Von.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started.
I don't know if they're going to play the whole song when Famous Richard talking about, no, he had a whole t-shirt saying, no, this is bad. All right, this is bad. Just like the Flacco thumbnail says here, this is bad. Lil Durk can't be the stupid he can be. Famous Richard, that's crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. That's crazy. So I think this is going to be the Breezy interview. It says 600 Breezy. I know Jam, if he was going to snitch, he would have done it a long time ago. So I think they're going to include this Vlad clip.
Right. You don't think this is enough? No. Somebody dying? No.
Sam's still alive. Vaughn dead. He pulled the trigger.
Pop is dead.
That we don't. Who the fuck is that? Like,
that's too bad.
That's casualties of war.
Yeah, that's too bad. Confused because at first there was like OTF Jam.
Jam, I don't think Jam. If Jam was gonna snitch, he'd have been snitched on a lot of shit a long time ago. Jam's done a lot of time in jail. Like Jam, real nigga. Like I tilt my hat to him. I ain't never seen Jam do no bitch ass shit. So when they started saying his name, I was the first nigga probably like, I don't believe that. I got to see proof. Out of everybody out that thing, y'all saying Jam the one that's just going. No, I don't see that. I don't see that. Cause shit, he a real street nigga. Like, and he had plenty chances to snitch on niggas for a lot of other shit if that was the case. He wasn't. No, I don't think Jam got nothing to do with that shit. I think it's the internet. They threw his name and that shit like that because why?
So unfortunately, that's not true, right? But they're saying that basically Durk was having a conversation with Booney Mo about that clip. All right. There's excerpts of messages between Durk and someone else. RE Country Transport in Pipes. Now, I thought that So anyway, they're going to include the surveillance footage of King Von getting killed. That's admitted. The Redman music video is admitted. Screenshot from $1 million worth of game where Durk had all of that money. Admitted. All right. Even though that really was for the Stefan Mac mode, but I guess they're keeping using it. Now, this is interesting. They've excluded the video taken during the podcasting filming that featured multiple individuals with firearms. That would have been $1 million worth of game. They're basically saying the video is not necessary. The photograph of Durk there with all the money is fine. Showing all the firearms is too much. So they said compilation of photographs of firearms seized from participating witness number 2's iCloud account. I believe they're confirming that PW2 is Vonnie, and there's going to be like a later clip that proves that's Vonnie. So that's Vonnie showing firearms on his iCloud. Compilation of photos of Vonnie and Durk together from his iCloud. Screenshot of King Von wearing the OTF and O blockchains in Von's Welcome to My Neighborhood video. So they're saying these photographs of Durk and Vonnie is moot. It's not needed because it's kind of established. So they're going to allow Von showing the chains off. They said it's moot to have the Threats to Everybody music video, the photograph of Wilson wearing the OTF chain. I think that's going to be demonstrated elsewhere. A photograph of Durk, Didi, and others with cash. That's admitted. I believe that's going to be the photo where Jam and Booney Mo are also in it. It says a video of Banks and others during the filming of Piss Me Off is allowed. Video of Banks, Von, and PW2, which now we know is definitely Vonnie. This is kind of a little graphic for you guys here just to make it very, very obvious. So, yeah, PW2 Vonnie, this is the photo that's going to be apparently used, or the whole video that's going to be used, but that is the moment that they're talking about. So basically, photo of Durk, Didi, and others with money, that's admitted. That's all admitted. So these three will moot. It said photo of Durk with cash, not relevant. Video excerpt from IG Live depicting Durk with others. Now, I'm curious to know which one that would have been. 162, a video that Didi took of himself inside a car, that's moot. So this says admit as redacted or substituted as stated in the hearing. So this is a video of Asa Houston and Durk's brother D-Thang with text overlaid. They're basically going to redact the text and allow that because it shows the connection, even though he was a GD to Durk's brother, even though you're not allowed to talk about GDs, you get the gist. So there was an IG Live taken by Didi. They said admit as to Wilson only with limiting instructions. I believe that is the one where Didi's talking about he the murder man. Oh, wow. So I've just found this. Okay. Cue the blogs all posting this one. Okay. But basically, this is the video. This is OTFDD Live when people asking him about being a murder man. And this, wow. All right, this has been admitted. All right. September the 24th, 2022. All right. Look at the date. Boom. The feds are on the IG Live.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a fun, fast, and intelligent way to launch online. Landing pages, content hubs, e-commerce sites, you describe it and it's built in minutes. It's kind of wild how far a short prompt can get you. Right away, it generates a full site. Pages, structure.
Lives.
Show me how you really feel. Yo.
Self-snitching, chat.
Put that stitch cord on your ass. I'ma spank your ass like fucking Elroy did that ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? The comment about being a murder man said Didi and murder man. They didn't say Didi is a murder man. So he said, yeah, you know what? Why don't I just say I'm a murder man for sure?
I'ma spank your ass like fucking Elroy did that ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody roll up with me, man.
This is a month after the murder.
Roll up.
He is. It's 214.
Roll up, man. Do not come on my live saying no goofy shit. Go ahead and troll somebody else, clown. Straight up. Baby Threat, how you coming? They say what Baby Threat at? It's a lot of them out here, but. They coming. How they coming? Baby Threat, man. Next to blow. Y'all know how the fuck he coming, bitch. How y'all coming, man? How y'all coming? Y'all want me? How y'all? Who y'all looking for? Y'all looking for me? Tell them. You know we on that same block we always be on. Every day. Every day. Shit ain't nothing new to us. We out here every day. Every day. Every day. What you keep saying? Every day, man. Every day.
What day? What day, DD?
Huh? Every day. Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay, talk to him.
They know what's going on. Pull up. All gang members tap in, man. We out here. What's up?
All gang members tap in. We're out here. Okay.
Yo, he is such a teller, yo.
All give a fuck. Pop up.
This nigga be.
All gang members and ops pop up.
He's such a fucking little teller. I swear to God.
Breezo, what they ain't do, bro?
Hey, it's his birthday. Don't got to speak. Check it out.
Why they ain't send they low?
Hey, look. Why the fuck y'all still ain't send that low, man? Why the fuck that low still pending, man? Because we in the trenches every motherfucking day, and niggas know that.
This shit far from cancer, bitch. We give out real smoke.
Yeah, what they know. Trenches us the real dope.
Dissing on the net, man. He trying to get entertainment, though.
He left off in that danger zone.
He left off in that danger zone.
Still ain't no changing us. Bitch, we on the danger up. We know they taking things with us.
Hey, Breezy, what you on, Breezy? Like in that Breezy, what you on? He in the hood, that's what he on. Pull up.
Yeah, so that's not a great look. That's not a great look. I'm surprised that that's actually, I've never seen that one before, so that's very bad. Again, that's what I'm saying when I'm saying that the feds, they got more than me. They know more of what's going on than me, and I'll be doing my homework. So a photo of Didi from IG is going to be allowed. Excerpt of Dirk's interview with DJ Academics. RE snitches and rats. He hates rats. All right, that's allowed. Dirk interview with Academics where he talks about Youngboy and Von. Allowed. Excerpt from the same one talking about the slide for Von comments. Allowed. Talking about him never giving his address out is allowed. Podcast excerpt of Tekashi 6ix9ine commenting on Von. That's the Whack 100 one, 170, allowed. Photograph of Vonnie with Von, allowed. Screenshot of music video for Didi's Block is Hot, allowed. All right, screenshot of music video for Didi's Seen It All, excluded. All right, too many songs. Screenshot of videos for Jam's Federal Freestyle. All right, if you needed more info, like, look, it's obviously Jam, right? Jam's Federal Freestyle. This is PW1's his freestyle. All right, screenshots from Dirk's cell phone allowed. Excerpt of Didi. This is so ridiculous. Didi said, Quando Rondo, where y'all pipe was at, gang. I don't know what post this was on, but he atted Quando Rondo when he was allegedly one of the shooters. That's insane. So that's admitted as to Wilson only with limited instructions. So they're excluding an excerpt of Dirk and Wilson saying GDK in the messages. So the whole gang membership thing. And again, it's like, cool. They'll use that in the next trial. Then the judge wants a date for that. Said Instagram messages from Lindsay and Didi, February 22nd, 2022 and March 18th. That's allowed. So excerpts of messages between Dirk and his manager is allowed. Excerpt of Coco number 4 messages, Ari Quando Rondo allowed. This one's going to be wild. It said Moot, the excerpt of CC4 messages. I don't know if that's these two are one and the same. Excerpt of messages between Dirk, Coco number 4 on August 19th and 20th. I need to see these. I'm not going to lie. Excerpt of messages between Dirk and CC number 4. Admitted they going back and forth. Dirk and Coco number 4 were clearly close friends. What's that? I wonder what that's all about. So 3 more examples of that. It says Moot. I wonder if that's because it's basically introduced under one example and they don't need to admit it a million times. But yeah, as the judge said. Excerpt of messages between Banks and others, Ari, the ATF investigation. They said that it's admitted, but they have to sanitize it unless the defense wants to put all the messages in a different light. They're going to try and say this was related to drug dealing, but apparently Jam is the one that caused the investigation. They're revising some messages and attachments that will be admitted. Excerpt of August 2023 messages between Dirk and others is admitted. Excerpt of April 2023 messages between PW1 and Booney Mo, including a voice memo, is admitted. The court reaffirms its prior ruling. The voice memo is admitted. They're excluding messages from July 6, 2023 that relate to Didi. We don't know what those are off the top of my head. It's Moot with more excerpts of those messages. They're excluding messages related to guns in that time. And then it's Moot screenshot from Von's Instagram, another one from Von's Instagram. And this is interesting. Jam did a handwritten note that will be admitted. So
this is net. And somewhere on his computer is something worth paying for. But the sad truth is, nobody's ever going to find it. That's why I've been building my online store with Wix Harmony. And all it took for me to get started was a single prompt. Because
I ain't gonna hold you. This shit getting crazy. This shit out hand, right? This is absolutely
Shut the fuck. He
insane.
sounds so stupid, yo. When he talks like that,
I just can't believe it. Okay, this was the evidence list in full. This is kind of some reaction to it over on Reddit,
bro. You is the most. This guy's the most clean cut fucking talking motherfucker who
yeah, this is kind of people giving their thoughts on it. It's the same. Why the F did he do that interview with academics? That shit was not a good look.
Who gets on fucking Google Translate to pronounce shit right, and then he's like, "Hey, that ain't right. Ain't that right? Like, ain't that like? Shut up. You not good, my G. Just be who you are. We appreciate you. We totally appreciate you for being who you are. Don't try to be hood. Ain't nobody counting on that. No, I mean, ain't nobody expecting you to be that. So you don't got to. There is no need for you to be gangsta, Mike G. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up, just be you, bro. Be you. Nobody gonna be mad if you. But every time he does all those little mimicking, like, you not Machine Gun Kelly, you not Eminem. You just straight up trap Lord Ross from the UK.
You think it was worse than showing up to $1 million worth of game with $1 million cash and all your killers? That was a pretty bad idea. They're saying Dirk was getting cooked online thanks to 6ix9ine. Everybody was saying slide for Von in the comments of anything that had anything to do with Dirk. Don't forget he dropped Back in Blood around the same time, which was a banger. 6ix9ine flipped that whole shit back on him. Hindsight's 2020, but the internet was trolling the shit out of Dirk back then. They're saying not really. 6ix9ine was and is universally looked at as a goofy. Dirk never entertained anything 6ix9ine said. I don't think he plays any role in this. Well, that's not what the feds thought. People saying Didi a goofy. Feds literally producing and directing a 3-hour-long Scorsese-style feature film for the jury to watch. Hey, I tried my best to do that a couple of years ago, but I ain't nothing on the feds. Saying Jam really wrote a note saying he know about bodies. YouTube podcast for 6ix9ine, recent one with Vlad. Nah, it's going to be the old one. It's going to be the Dirk, the one with Whack 100. If Dirk can't beat the feds with all this money, nobody can. Diddy couldn't even beat all his charges against the feds, and he's 5 times richer than Dirk. All right, his charges weren't even that serious. He's good. Okay, he's good. It's good. Breezy interview. That's the first time we've really heard that. It's pretty crazy, honestly. It's pretty crazy. Saying, I get that they'll try and prove a point that Dirk paid them cash for the murders, but some of this stuff seems silly. Oh, you carrying around a bunch of cash from your partners? Suspicious. We'll accept this into court. Like, a bunch of these rappers don't be carrying around cash. The whole admitting $1 million worth of game was like, bro, clearly bought that for the show. Why is it relevant? Well, it's relevant because he allegedly broke off bread for killers. It's like, how much money did he put back in the jail? That's what I want to know. He must have withdrawn at the bank $1 million. Did he put back in $1 million, or did he put back in?
No. We gotta go back. I'm sorry. I closed up by mistake. This fucking guy just fucking got me so pissed off. Like, Who the fuck is gonna put it back into a jail? I wish I see a motherfucker. I wish I see a motherfucker investing in a jail.
Arrow.ai.
I've got another Dirk up.
Listen, you don't invest in jail systems. You don't invest in housing people in jail, right? Unless you're building the jail yourself and profiting off of the slavery of it. Don't fucking invest in no fucking jails ever in your fucking life. Ever. Fuck what this guy talking about.
I've got another Dirk update ahead of the jury selection beginning, and there's some difference. I don't know if that means that the... Oh, no way. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This says 120, social media depicting the Quando Rondo challenge. That will be admitted. Now, don't tell me it was this. Brother, they about to bring up Famous Richard in this bitch, bro. I didn't know they was gonna do this. So,
like, it's like OTF Jam. Jam, I don't think Jam. If Jam was gonna snitch, he'd have been snitched on a lot of shit a long time ago. Jam's done a lot of time in jail. Like Jam, real nigga. Like I tilt my hat to him. I ain't never seen Jam do no bitch ass shit. So when they started saying his name, I was the first nigga probably like, I don't believe that. I got to see proof. Out of everybody out that thing, y'all saying Jam the one that's just going. No, I don't see that. I don't see that. Cause shit, he a real street nigga. Like, and he had plenty chances to snitch on niggas for a lot of other shit if that was the case. He wasn't, no. I don't think Jam got nothing to do with that shit. I think it's the internet. They threw his name and that shit like that because why?
So unfortunately that's not true, right? But they're saying that basically Dirk was having a conversation with Booney Mo about that clip, all right? There's excerpts of messages between Dirk and someone else, RE Country, Transport in Pipes. Now, I thought that So anyway, they're going to include the surveillance footage of King Von getting killed. That's admitted. The Redman music video is admitted. Screenshot from $1 million worth of game where Dirk had all of that money. Admitted. All right. Even though that really was for the Stefan Mac mode, but I guess they're keeping using it. Now, this is interesting. They've excluded the video taken during the podcasting filming that featured multiple individuals with firearms. That would have been $1 million worth of game. They're basically saying the video is not necessary. The photograph of Dirk there with all the money is fine. Showing all the firearms is too much. So they said compilation of photographs of firearms seized from participating witness number 2's iCloud account. I believe they're confirming that PW2 is Vonnie, and there's going to be like a later clip that proves that's Vonnie. So that's Vonnie showing firearms on his iCloud. Compilation of photos of Vonnie and Dirk together from his iCloud. Screenshot of King Von wearing the OTF and O blockchains in Von's Welcome to My Neighborhood video. So they're saying these photographs of Dirk and Vonnie is moot. It's not needed because it's kind of established. So they're going to allow Von showing the chains off. They said it's moot to have the Threats to Everybody music video, the photograph of Wilson wearing the OTF chain. I think that's going to be demonstrated elsewhere. A photograph of Dirk, Didi, and others with cash. That's admitted. I believe that's going to be the photo where Jam and Booney Mo are also in it. It says a video of Banks and others during the filming of Piss Me Off is allowed. Video of Banks, Von, and PW2, which now we know is definitely Vonnie. This is kind of a little graphic for you guys here just to make it very, very obvious. So, yeah, PW2 Vonnie, this is the photo that's going to be apparently used, or the whole video that's going to be used, but that is the moment that they're talking about. So basically, photo of Dirk, Didi, and others with money, that's admitted. That's all admitted. So these three were moot. It said photo of Dirk with cash, not relevant. Video excerpt from IG Live depicting Dirk with others. Now, I'm curious to know which one that would have been. 162, a video that Didi took of himself inside a car, that's moot. So this says admit as redacted or substituted as stated in the hearing. So this is a video of Asa Houston and Dirk's brother D-Thang with text overlaid. They're basically going to redact the text and allow that because it shows the connection, even though he was a GD to Dirk's brother. Even though you're not allowed to talk about GDs, you get the gist. So there was an IG Live taken by Didi. They said admit as to Wilson only with limiting instructions. I believe that is the one where Didi's talking about he'd a murder man. Oh, wow. So I've just found this. Okay. Cue the blogs all posting this one. Okay. But basically, this is the video. This is OTF DD Live when people asking him about being a murder man. And this, all right, this has been admitted. All right. September the 24th, 2022. All right. Look at the date. Boom. The feds are on the IG Lives.
Show me how you really feel. Yo. Put that stitch cord on your ass. I'ma spank your ass like fucking Elroy did Day ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody.
You know what's crazy?
No.
You know what's crazy?
No.
The comment about being a murder
you get
man, they said
excited?
DD and murder man. They didn't say DD as a murder man. So he said, yeah, you know what? Why don't I just say I'm a murder man for sure?
I'ma spank your ass like fucking Elroy did Day ass. They talking about DD a murder man for sure. That cool. Somebody roll up with me, man.
It's a month after the murder.
Roll up.
He is. It's 240.
Roll up, man. Somebody, do not come on my live saying no goofy shit. Go ahead and troll somebody else, clown. Straight up. Baby threat, how you coming? They say what baby threat at? It's a lot of them out here, but
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account. When you're ready to record.
I don't promote that.
how they coming? Baby threat, man. Next to blow, y'all know how the fuck he coming, bitch. How y'all coming, man? How y'all coming? Y'all want me? How y'all? Who y'all looking for? Y'all looking for me? Y'all you know where we at? We on that same block we always be on. Every day. Every day. Shit ain't nothing new to us. We out here every day. Every day. Every day. What you keep saying? Every day, man. Every day.
What day? What day, DD?
Huh? Every day. Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Okay, talk to him.
They know what's going on. Pull up. All gang members tap in, man. We out here. What's up?
All gang members tap in. We're out here. Okay.
All gang members, ops, I don't give no fuck. Pop up.
All gang members and ops pop up.
Pop up, man. Damn. Just come out. Breezo, what they ain't do, bro?
Hey, it's his birthday. Don't got to speak. Check it out.
Why they ain't sitting they low?
Hey, look. Why the fuck y'all still ain't sending that low, man? Why the fuck that low still pending, man? Because we in the trenches every motherfucking day, and niggas know that.
This shit far from cancer, bitch. We give out real smoke.
Yeah, what they know. Trenches us the real dope.
Dissing on the net, man. He trying to get entertainment, though.
He left off in that danger zone.
He left off in that danger zone.
Also, ain't no changing us. Bitch, we on the danger up. We never take no bangs with us.
Hey, Breezy, what you on, Breezy? Like in that Breezy, what you on? He in the hood, that's what he on. Pull up.
Yeah, so that's not a great look. That's not a great look. I'm surprised that that's actually, I've never seen that one before, so that's very bad. Again, that's what I'm saying when I'm saying that the feds, they got more than me. They know more of what's going on than me, and I'll be doing my homework. So a photo of DD from IG is going to be allowed. Excerpt of Dirk's interview with DJ Academics. RE snitches and rats. He hates rats. All right, that's allowed. Dirk interview with Academics where he talks about Youngboy and Von. Allowed. Excerpt from the same one talking about the slide for Von comments. Allowed. Talking about him never giving his address out is allowed. Podcast excerpt of Takashi 69 commenting on Von. That's the Whack 100 one, 170, allowed. Photograph of Vonnie with Von, allowed. Screenshot of music video for DD's Block is Hot, allowed. All right, screenshot of music video for DD's Seen It All, excluded. All right, too many songs. Screenshot of videos for Jam's Federal Freestyle. All right, if you needed more info, like, look, it's obviously Jam, right? Jam's Federal Freestyle. This is PW1's. His freestyle, all right? Screenshots from Dirk's cell phone allowed. Excerpt of DD. This is so ridiculous. DD said, Quando Rondo, where y'all pipe was at, gang. I don't know what post this was on, but he added Quando Rondo when he was allegedly one of the shooters. That's insane. So that's admitted as to Wilson only with limited instructions. So they're excluding an excerpt of Dirk and Wilson saying GDK in the messages. So the whole gang membership thing. And again, it's like, cool. They'll use that in the next trial, and the judge wants a date for that. Said Instagram messages from Lindsay and Didi, February 22nd, 2022 and March 18th. That's allowed. So excerpts of messages between Dirk and his manager is allowed. Excerpt of Coco number 4 messages, Ari Quando Rondo allowed. This one's going to be wild. It said moot, the excerpt of CC4 messages. I don't know if that's these two are one and the same. Excerpt of messages between Dirk, Coco number 4 on August 19th and 20th. I need to see these. I'm not going to lie. Excerpt of messages between Dirk and CC number 4. Admitted they going back and forth. Dirk and Coco number 4 were clearly close friends. I wonder what that's all about. So 3 more examples of that. It says moot. I wonder if that's because it's basically introduced under one example and they don't need to admit it a million times. But yeah, as the judge said. Excerpt of messages between Banks and Al-Azhari, the ATF investigation. They said that it's admitted, but they have to sanitize it unless the defense wants to put all the messages in a different light. They're going to try and say this was related to drug dealing, but apparently Jam is the one that caused the investigation. They're revising some messages and attachments that will be admitted. Excerpt of August 2023 messages between Dirk and others is admitted. Excerpt of April 2023 messages between PW1 and Booney Mo, including a voice memo. It's admitted. The court reaffirms its prior ruling. The voice memo is admitted. They're excluding messages from July 6, 2023 that relate to Didi. We don't know what those are off the top of my head. It's moot with more excerpts of those messages. They're excluding messages related to guns in that time. And then it's moot screenshot from Von's Instagram, another one from Von's Instagram. And this is interesting. Jam did a handwritten note that will be admitted. So I ain't gonna hold you. This shit getting crazy. This shit out of hand, right? This is absolutely insane. So I just can't believe it, okay? This was the evidence list in full. This is kind of some reaction to it over on Reddit. Let me just do this real quick. So yeah, this is kind of people giving their thoughts on it. It's the same. Why the F did he do that interview with academics? That shit was not a good look. You think it was worse than showing up to $1 million worth of game with $1 million cash and all your killers? That was a pretty bad idea. They're saying Dirk was getting cooked online thanks to 6ix9ine. Everybody was saying slide for Von in the comments. Anything that had anything to do with Dirk. Don't forget he dropped Back in Blood around the same time, which was a banger. 6ix9ine flipped that whole shit back on him. Hindsight's 2020, but the internet was trolling the shit out of Dirk back then. They're saying not really. 6ix9ine was and is universally looked at as a goofy. Dirk never entertained anything 6ix9ine said. I don't think he plays any role in this. Well, that's not what the feds thought. People saying Didi a goofy. Feds literally producing and directing a 3-hour-long Scorsese-style feature film for the jury to watch. Hey, I tried my best to do that a couple of years ago, but I ain't nothing on the feds. Saying Jam really wrote a note saying he'd know about bodies. YouTube podcast for 6ix9ine. Recent one with Nah, it's going to be that one. It's going to be the one with Whack 100. If Dirk can't beat the feds with all this money, nobody can. Diddy couldn't even beat all his charges against the feds, and he's 5 times richer than Dirk. Right? His charges weren't even that serious. He's good. Okay, he's good. It's good. Breezy interview. That's the first time we've really heard that. It's pretty crazy. Honestly, it's pretty crazy. I get that they'll try and prove a point.
I'm glad you got those
for the murders, but some of this stuff seems silly. Oh, you carrying around a bunch of cash with your partners? Suspicious. We'll accept this into court. Like a bunch of these rappers don't be carrying around cash. The whole admitting $1 million worth of game was like, bro, clearly bought that for the show. Why is it relevant? Well, it's relevant because he allegedly broke off bread for killers. It's like, how much money did he put back in the jail? That's what I want to know. He must have withdrawn at the bank $1 million. Did he put back in $1 million or did he put back in 920? All right, because that's going to be pretty bad if that's the case. So a lot of people just can't even believe that Dirk would have been so dumb. People are saying, how are you out here acting like you're a criminal mastermind, but then you on your phone telling on yourself extensively? And I do kind of agree. I mean, I don't think Dirk was ever a criminal mastermind of any sort. You're saying, why does he act like a criminal mastermind, but he does dumb shit like this? Him saying, I'm not celebrating New Year's because my dog is dead and no one's doing anything. Rondo out there acting like they don't have nothing to worry about. Yeah, people saying it's over. I thought you were criminal smart, Dirk. All right. But you just be saying anything on text like they can't recover it. They also get text of him making fun of Pab getting killed with the no. Emotions will have MFers doing the stupidest shit. It's easy to look back and say it was dumb, but dude was 100% letting the pain and emotion make all of his decisions. Dirk really talked to his goons like a cartoon villain. Okay. It's just insane. All right, it's just insane. When Dirk said it's sad I'd rather get revenge instead of making millions, that should have told you everything about his thought process and overall decision making. Moving off emotions gets you jammed or bagged. Okay, I could have called Thug and been part of that Rico and told him everybody I shot. All right. Dirk, my favorite rapper, he made too many mistakes. His mistake was not realizing his homie was a crash out that caused his own death. He should have never went and got back to begin with. Them slide for Von comments in 2020 was everywhere. Not going to lie, still not a reason to throw everything away. 6ix9ine had all the kids spamming that. Lil Durk is a dumb criminal with money who makes great music. Okay. The funniest thing was in the academics interview, he found that entire, I'm not going to talk about the situation, but hint at it, hint in a way so people won't recognize, but my hint will be so obvious to recognize. It must be the water. All right. He moves so sloppy. Yeah. It's screwed. All right. So look, I'm going to leave it there. All right. I will see you guys with an update very soon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to court tomorrow. It's going to be jury selection. They did say that they might not be letting people into the courtroom because it's going to be full of jurors. But I'll let you guys know if I have an update as soon as I can. Thank you for watching this. I'm out for now. Peace.
If she really wanna wine anyway, I got money on my mind only day. Like a rabbit, I could tell you time of day. Give me wine, give me wine, give me wine.
I love creating. I just don't love being on camera. So instead of changing who I am, I changed how I appear. I perform once, just one take, and let my motion do the talking. Same me, new characters. Turns out you don't need.
This is for sale.
For sale? No, it's just public record.
I've got another Dirk update ahead of the
So, Sneeko tells this story, and it's one of those stories where you already know the ending, but you still want to hear it. He says the first time he ever watched Speed was when he was living in the AMP house, Kai Cenat's house, and Kai literally put him onto this kid. Speed was in his room, barking at his screen, shirtless, sweating, losing his mind over a video game. And Sneeko's looking at this thinking, what is this? And Kai just goes, nah, Speed is up next.
Real talk, I've been watching Speed since he started in his room. The first time I watched Speed was when I was in the AMP house. Kai Cenat put me on to Speed, actually. I don't know if I told the story. I was in the AMP house, and Speed was barking in his room, and he was sweating. You remember that when he was just going in his room and lighting fireworks? And I think he just hit 1 million subs. And his sub count was on stream, and Kai Cenat said, yo, nah, Speed is up next. And I'm like, what? What is this? He's just some in his room, shirtless, sweaty. He's like, nah, he got it.
And Kai Cenat was right, he has an eye for talent. The guy telling their story doubted it in the moment, and even he can't argue with it now. Because look where Speed is now. His song was just played at the World Cup final, in front of 82,000 people, on the same stage as Post Malone. Because to understand how insane July 19th, 2026 actually was, you have to remember where this started. Speed registered his YouTube channel in 2016. He started streaming NBA 2K and Fortnite. By 2020, he was averaging about 10 concurrent viewers. 10, not 10,000, 10 people. And the reason most people found out about him wasn't because of a great stream or a brilliant gaming moment, it was because clips of him absolutely losing his mind started spreading on TikTok. Screaming, throwing controllers, turning his bedroom into a chaos generator for anyone who happened to scroll past it. And people laughed at it because it was funny, but they also wrote it off. This was a meme, a clip, not a career. Then 2021 happened. He went from 100,000 subscribers in April to 1 million by June. And that wasn't the ceiling, that was the floor. He's sitting at roughly 58 million YouTube subscribers now, and that number is still climbing. But even as the numbers got bigger, the mainstream never quite caught up to what was happening. Because then in December 2021, he got permanently banned from Twitch after making sexist comments on Adin Ross's stream. And for a lot of people, that was it. That was the proof they needed. Just a screaming kid who couldn't keep it together. Move on. He didn't move on. He went all in on YouTube. And that decision quietly changed everything. The thing about getting banned from Twitch in 2021 is that at the time it felt like the end of something. Twitch was where streamers were. Getting banned from Twitch was like getting banned from the internet. But Speed went to YouTube and did something nobody had really done at that scale before. He turned his whole life into a live broadcast. Not just gaming, everything. IRL streams, traveling, showing up in countries where nobody expected him. China, Nigeria, Brazil, Japan, and people didn't just watch, they showed up. Physically. Thousands of them. On the street. The China tour in early 2025 got covered in state media as a cultural moment. Cristiano Ronaldo, the person Speed has worshipped his entire career, publicly called the China tour an amazing trip. Let that sit for a second. The guy he built his whole brand around, clocking him, calling out his trip on social media. It's almost too on the nose. And while all of this was happening, the mainstream still hadn't fully decided what Speed was. A creator, an entertainer, a meme that got too big to ignore. The people at the top of the streaming world had already figured it out. Everyone else was still catching up. Because here's what's interesting. It wasn't just Kai who saw it. The people who actually understood this space, the ones who were already at the top, they were all saying the same thing while everyone else was still making memes about a kid breaking his controller. Xexi, who agrees with nobody about anything, sat down and ran through a list of every name you'd throw at him. Kai Cenat, Mr. Beast, KSI, Jingzi, every name.
No.
Those are all the
Mr. Beast.
familiars. The usual suspects.
No.
Oh, so that's our last one. You think take it back? Okay. You think
Take a stick back.
why is Speed the biggest one right now?
Live content makes for a more reactive audience, and in terms of how much he influences and how much he can move stuff, Speed is definitely number one. Even Mr. Beast, don't get me wrong, he can make a big product and all that. I think in actual effort to make things kind of move whatever, Speed clears everybody.
Speed clears everybody, from the guy who says no to everything. And then there's Ludwig, who summed up the whole arc better than anyone else in about 30 seconds.
Like, bro, iShowSpeed has had one of the biggest 180s ever in reputation I've ever seen. Yeah. But if you ask me when those clips came out, is iShowSpeed going to be the biggest streamer in the world? He just performed at the fucking World Cup. God, no.
You would have never thought that.
No chance. No universe.
Yeah.
No universe where you watch those early clips and call the World Cup. And then it happened anyway. And on July 19th itself, the day of the final, Courage posted this.
Wait, we gotta see that. Hold up.
Courage.
I remember they was doing some fucking crazy racist shit to him. That shit was not
posted
funny.
This.
iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat really are a step above everyone when it comes to content. Kai with Streamer University this weekend and Speed with the World Cup coverage and performance. Just insane. It's more of us to come. There's still a whole lot of us coming. Trust me, we're gonna take over the media. Tuvo para darte tu vaso. Tuvo para darte tu vaso. Tengo tuvo para darte tu vaso.
iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat really are a step above everyone when it comes to content. On the day of the World Cup final, bracketing them together, the peer consensus right there on the biggest day. And then there's Kai himself, because this is the thing. The title of this video isn't just a hook. It's something Kai literally, on camera, in his own words, earned. He sat down and reacted to Speed's World Cup song, and when he got to the part where people were calling it a cash grab, just another content creator jumping on a football moment for views, Kai stopped and said this.
Crazy, bro. This nigga is a fucking genius, bro. And I have seen some people be like, yo, he's just doing this because he know football is such a big thing. No, nigga. This nigga literally was at my crib, no cameras around. This nigga is sitting at my fucking PC watching Ronaldo play like this. I swear to God. Like this. And the nigga getting tight when Ronaldo missed and shit. And I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
That's not a fan theory. Kai was in the room, no stream, no cameras, nothing to perform for, just a kid who actually loved the thing everyone now says he's faking. And Kai saw that before the World Cup was even a thought, before the song, before the stage. He just saw a guy who actually cared and called it. And then at the Streamer Awards in December 2025, Speed won Streamer of the Year. Kai came second. And instead of being weird about it, Speed said this. That's not two guys competing. That's two guys who actually rate each other. And Kai's line on Speed, YouTube is Speed's own playground. It's not a compliment from someone being gracious. It's just a fact being stated by someone who's close enough to know. Now, obviously, not everyone was celebrating, because this is Speed, and there's always going to be a version of the crowd that hasn't updated yet. Some football fans called the performance embarrassing, out of control, people comparing it to Milli Vanilli because of the backing track, others saying a streamer simply doesn't belong on that stage, that it takes away from real artists. And look, look, this isn't a new argument. It's the exact same argument that's been running since 2021. He doesn't belong here. He's just a meme. He's doing this for clout. The wording changes, but the energy is the same every single time. The difference now is that Kai already answered it. 2 years ago, in his living room, watching Ronaldo play with no cameras on. Speed wasn't doing it for a World Cup stage that didn't exist yet. He was just doing it because he loves it, and the people who were in the room already knew that. The people watching from the outside just keep finding out late. After the performance, Speed stood outside MetLife Stadium and said this.
Just 4 years ago, I was in my mom's house, in my mom's room, streaming, barking. Suey! Cristiano Ronaldo! Lighting my house on fire. A kid from Ohio, Portugal. Just doing anything.
Yeah, man. That's the dream.
And I just performed at the World Cup final.
You're the fucking...
So you know...
That is the roadmap for all streamers. All of us that you see out here doing what we do. Shouts to the whole streaming community. All the streamers out there, man. I believe in you the way you believe in yourself. Nobody believes in us the way we believe in ourselves. I'm going to tell you that right now. People don't see what we see. What people see is a bunch of people nagging about other people's lives, but they don't see that this is our life we're putting out here. Like, you guys, we don't get a chance to look good for you guys. We don't get a chance to dress up for you guys until motherfuckers is famous. That then we just constantly looking good for you. But other than that, we give you our whole life, chat. Like, we here for you. We're not here for nobody else. Because nobody paying us to do this. We doing this shit because we happy to be here. And then this is what it ends up being. You know what I'm saying? Ends up being this. It ends up being Kai Cenat, ends up being, you know? I Show Speed, XQC, you know? And then it will continue to transition, you know, until now it starts bleeding in. Look at Logan Paul. The motherfuckers is fucking in the World Wrestling Federation. You understand? So the more we see these guys pave the way, the more opens the idea that you don't gotta be a rapper. You don't gotta be an actor. You don't gotta be an athlete. You don't gotta be a musician. You could just be you in front of a stream playing your fucking PlayStation games. And people will follow. They will be inspired. They will want you to be their celebrity. I mean, it feels good when I see people that be like, yo, I'll be watching your stream, your stream, and I was watching you play, and I'll be like, what? My first question always, what was I playing? You know? Like, what was I doing on the stream? Like, I automatically, that's the first thing I ask anybody. Yo, so what was I doing on the stream? What was I playing? Because naturally, I'm on this shit playing games. Like, I don't be out here trying to, like, you know, when I do these episodes, it's because this is what I would have done without you guys. Like, I would have been watching TV, and I would have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not that I'm doing this so I could give you an episode about a reaction. And no. That's not my purpose. When I react to a video, it's because I never seen it, and I want to watch it with somebody. And since I don't be chilling with people, you guys are my hangout spot. So you bi-curiously, we all in the same room. When I'm watching these videos, I'm watching them like, y'all guys are in the same room. That's why I do this. I do this because this is my way of, like, hanging out with your guys. Like, I don't really hang out with people much because the people that want to chill with me only chill with me to use me. So when there's nothing to use, you won't see them. You know, unless they like, if I got a car, they're gonna be chilling with me because I got a car. If I got you know, a bunch of weed to smoke, they're gonna chill with me because I got a bunch of weed to smoke. But you know, or because I'm taking them out to eat, or because I'm flying them in. Like, nobody really chills with me because of who I am. People chill with me because of what I have, and sometimes I don't mind. You know, I don't mind. I know the world is full of users. Some people aren't fit to be the friendly type. Some people are just the user type. You know what I'm saying? They will hang out with you only based on what they could use you for. I ain't mad at you. That's what you are. That's what you are. That's not why I do it. But I'll tell you something. I fucking appreciate every moment I have alone because it's the only time I actually get to be myself. When I'm around people, I got to host them and be like what they want me to be. Or I cannot be who I really want to be because I just might offend that person. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch these videos, I like to watch them with people who are not going to judge me. And that's why I like watching with you guys. Because when I watch it with you guys, I feel like I'm not being judged. We just all going to objectively, subjectively look at this video, have an opinion, and that's it. Move on. But when you chilling with people, this will never be a thing where you'll be watching a video with them. You know why? Because they're there to use you. And as long as there's the moment to use you, they don't care what is it that you do. They don't care who you really are. They just want to be around you to get what they get. That's it. And then move on. So don't never even watch a video with you. So sometimes I appreciate watching these videos with you people. You know what I'm saying? With my chat, with everybody on Twitch, with everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube. I really appreciate the company. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that what I'm doing leads to this, it makes it even all the worthwhile. It's like when you're a baseball player and you don't really play baseball because you're going to be signed to the major leagues. You're just trying to be the best player you could be. And then you end up in the major leagues. That's all I'm saying. This is so fucking cool.
You know what that means, bro? You can do whatever you want, chap.
There you go. How? In a nutshell. You see how I haven't even seen this video and boom, he lands the plane in the same runway that I'm telling you that you can land your plane.
Believe. You can do whatever you want, chap. Just believe.
4 years, that's the whole arc. From 10 concurrent viewers in his mom's house to the closing ceremony of the World Cup final on the same stage as Post Malone in front of 82,000 people, as the first content creator ever to perform at a World Cup final. And the people who could see that coming weren't psychics, they just watched the same person everyone else was watching, and they actually paid attention, and Speed knew it too. 4 years ago, he told everyone he'd end up at a World Cup, and the whole internet laughed at him. His words after the show, "Ain't nobody believe me." He called it when it sounded insane. Kai called it before any of it existed. Everyone else just found out on the 19th. Kai saw a sweaty kid barking in his room and said, "He's up next." That wasn't luck. That was just someone knowing what they were looking at.
That's a
and
fact.
yeah, he was right. So I want to know what you think.
And that's what I say, Chan. It's what I say. Like the fact that I come here and I do this shit the way I do it, I'm a reaction guy that doesn't really I'll give you your edits. I'll do my edits. I give you, because I used to shoot music videos, so I give you my edits. You know what I'm saying? I give you my gameplay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm trying to just be King Buddha. Because being King Buddha is fucking the shit when people like I Show Speed show you that he could just be I Show Speed. So if I Show Speed could be I Show Speed and that's fine, then I just want to be King Buddha. And whoever the fuck want to roll with the Buddha, roll with the Buddha. Everybody who want to be a little Buddhist with me, y'all my little Buddhist. That's it. Y'all roll with me. Y'all my little gang of Buddhists. And I'm King Buddha, the big Buddha. You feel me? And we move like a bunch of like little motherfucking internet personalities. Know what I mean? And let all the shit that comes with being a Buddhist rain upon you. All the blessings in the world. I don't care what religion you is. You know what I mean? Being a Buddhist is not about being like, forget about the religion Buddhism. We are the little Buddhists. Y'all under me. I'm King Buddha. Y'all the little Buddhists. So y'all my little Buddhists. And that's it. You know what I mean? And my blessings continue through you, through everything we do together. And that's that, chat. That's that, chat. Let's see if we could find something else to watch. I don't know. I've woke up with anxiety and shit like that, so I don't really, bad, chat. I'm over here like looking at my cloth because I'm trying to make it. How do I create an agent? I want to create an agent. Can I create an agent that can monitor the Shopify store when I'm not aware or forgot about it? Straight up. Bumbleclots. All right, let's see. Let's see what we're watching here. So clavicular starts Cold War with kick. Damn, that shit hurt my shoulder. Let's put this over here. Oh, let's see. Blueface gets dropped for Krishan Rock. Good question. Worth being clear about the actual possibility here in this chat. I only act when you're talking to me. I don't run in the background. Check your store on my own or check your store on my own. But there are a few real ways to get always watching monitoring. Claude coworker scheduled tasks closest to what you're describing. Cowork can run a saved prompt or a recurring schedule, daily, weekly, whatever you want, using the connected Shopify account. Check my Shopify store every morning. Yeah, this is what I want to copy. Yep. Each run is a fresh session that reads data. Shopify's own native alerts. Simply settings, notifications in Shopify admin. Turn the confirmation emails is a name. Low stock alert. Shopify can notify when there's low stock. Combine both. All right. Co-work. So if I upgrade, I could get the co-worker. I kind of want that. For your situation specifically, small new store trying to catch a first sale, I'd start with order notification email /SNM, instant setup, and then add a daily co-work check-in once you're posting regularly so you could get a morning summary instead of having to remember to open the store. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Nothing urgent to act on today, just unreliable stock across the board. One important thing, I only ran this because you asked me. I'm not actually checking for automatic each morning to get the exact runner every day. Project. Maybe in project I could set up a... What are you working on? No, never mind. Never mind. All right. I think I'm good for now. My Shopify store is being worked on. Let's see what we got here. The Bronx rapper who punched a girl 24 hours later, he was unalived. Do we want to watch that? It's only 26 minutes. Let's see.
People don't buy products. they buy experiences. That's why I've been building my online store with Wix Harmony. And
Around 10:30 p.m. on August 7, 2025, Ralph Chicken Herrera.
And the only reason I'm watching this, chat, is because this happened not too far from an ice cream shop that I was at earlier this week. Well, yesterday, actually, to be honest with you. So yesterday, I went to an ice cream shop with a female friend of mine. She's so fucking beautiful. But that's beside the point. And I was telling her about how spicy Burke Avenue gets. And I think this happened on Burke Avenue.
Stood outside Exotic World on Westchester Avenue in the Soundview section of the Bronx when a man wearing a hood walked straight toward him, closed the gap without hesitation, then fired one shot into his head before disappearing down the block. Although surveillance cameras recorded nearly everything, while officers recovered a shell casing within minutes, that footage only deepened the mystery, especially after people realized Herrera had appeared in another video less than 24 hours earlier.
Chad, this is so local to my area. This is so local that this just puts this high sense of urgency in me trying to blow up. So when you see me here grinding a chat, it's because this is the neighborhood I live around, or I frequent, or I pass by. Like my therapy, my pain management is around these areas.
That had already spread across countless phones. The real story was never only about the shooting, so the bigger question became how two cameras operating one day apart completely changed one man's name forever. Once officers secured the sidewalk outside Exotic World, investigators quickly realized they had more video than certainty, even though the recording clearly captured the gunman approaching before fleeing along Westchester Avenue after the shooting. Detectives later described the suspect as wearing a black t-shirt with multicolored lettering, black pants, black and red sneakers, plus a hooded sweatshirt pulled tightly around his face, which explained why identifying him proved far more difficult despite multiple surveillance angles. That challenge only grew after investigators reviewed additional footage showing the same person moving nearby without the hood covering his face, prompting the New York Police Department to release still photographs while asking the public for help identifying him. Even with those images circulating across New York, the investigation refused to settle into a simple homicide case because another figure standing close to Herrera before the shooting quietly drew attention. People watching the surveillance recording repeatedly focused on subtle movements made only moments before the gunman arrived, although detectives never announced that those actions proved any organized plan or criminal involvement. While investigators continue collecting evidence from the crime scene,
I never quite found out what this was about, but I did see, like, Chad, just the other days, they also shot the son of a detective, 12 years old, stray bullet, pow, unalived.
social media had already started writing its own version of events, turning every frame into another clue while discussions raced far ahead of confirmed facts. That online conversation kept growing after people connected the shooting to another recording filmed roughly one day earlier, although police never publicly confirmed any retaliation motive linking both incidents together. Instead, thousands of viewers stitched together separate moments before detectives revealed much publicly, causing speculation to spread through Bronx rap circles, neighborhood pages, repost accounts, plus street conversations across Soundview. That rush to explain everything almost immediately echoed other New York tragedies involving cameras, including Lissandro Jr., Guzman Feliz, and later Ethan Reyes, better known as Noti Osama, where public opinion formed long before complete investigative records became available, where police having cameras, including Lissandro Jr., Guzman Feliz, and later Ethan Reyes, better known as Nodi Osama, where public opinion formed long before complete investigative records became available. Yet none of those comparisons explained who Ralph Herrera really was, which means the only way forward is stepping back several years before those cameras ever pointed in his direction. Long before Westchester Avenue became his final crime scene, Ralph Herrera had already spent years moving through the same few Soundview blocks where nearly everyone called him Chicken. That nickname followed him before the music, before the online attention, and before reporters started using Chicken Don Dada or Chicken Don Dada after his death. Around the neighborhood, he was less like a distant performer. And
imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
More like somebody residents regularly saw near Morrison Avenue, local storefronts, and the elevated number 6 train. His life stayed rooted in that small Bronx radius, which later made the shooting hit differently among people who recognized his face without knowing every detail about him. One of his regular locations was Exotic World, the Westchester Avenue storefront where friends and neighbors said he worked behind the counter, restocked merchandise, and dealt with familiar customers. Employees later described the business carefully as a gift shop while declining to confirm his employment. Yet nearby residents consistently remembered him spending long hours inside. The place worked as more than a job site, since Chicken could get his hair braided there, listen to music, talk with friends, or watch people pass through. That routine explains why he was standing outside the same store around 10:30 p.m. on August 7, 2025, when the masked shooter approached him. While the daytime version of Ralph Herrera remained tied to the neighborhood shop, another version kept pushing toward a rap career under names built around his longtime nickname. He recorded as Chicken Don Dada and Chicken Don Dada, leaving behind material that included a music video for the song Stolies. His audience never reached the national size of major Bronx drill artists, though his work showed that music was more than occasional entertainment around the block. The neighborhood memories surrounding Herrera became complicated once police sources shared another side of his life, including a criminal history stretching across 27 previous arrests. At least one of those arrests involved illegal firearm possession, placing him inside a public record that looked much harder than the calm image friends presented afterward. Those details quickly entered news coverage, which meant viewers encountered two different versions of Chicken before investigators had even established the motive. One version was a familiar store worker and aspiring rapper, while the other was a repeat arrestee already known to law enforcement. Neither account completely erased the other, especially when residents described somebody who had been present around the same storefront for years without regularly creating obvious trouble. Several people interviewed near Exotic World said Chicken usually appeared relaxed, listened to music, spoke with customers, and rarely displayed serious conflict around him. Their comments did not claim complete knowledge of his private life, which made their memories more limited, but also more grounded in daily observation. They knew the man visible across the counter or standing outside, not necessarily every arrest, rivalry, or problem developing beyond their view. His friends added another layer by describing him as a devoted father raising 4 children, a detail that changed the scale of what happened after the shooting. One friend called him a good man and father, while another remembered him as somebody who looked after people within the surrounding community. Stories circulated about him buying ice cream for children or helping people nearby, creating an image that sat uneasily beside the 27 arrests. That tension matters, since street figures are often reduced into one clean category after death, even when their lives contain several conflicting records. For residents who entered the exotic world for drinks, ice, small purchases, or conversation, Herrera had become part of the physical rhythm surrounding Westchester Avenue. His presence was familiar enough that the empty space outside the shop felt noticeable almost immediately after police removed the crime scene tape. Candles soon covered the sidewalk while friends gathered beside photographs and melted wax to exchange memories about the man behind the nickname. Meanwhile, detectives still had only a shell casing, surveillance images, clothing descriptions, and a shooter moving through the same streets Chicken knew intimately. That gap between community memory and police history gave the case extra fuel online, where strangers started sorting Herrera into hero, aggressor, hustler, victim, or target. Yet the real picture remained messier, since the available facts showed a father, local worker, aspiring musician, repeat arrestee, and recognizable Soundview figure existing together. Those contradictions did not solve his killing, though they helped explain why reactions became so divided once the earlier confrontation video surfaced. By then, Chicken's personal story was colliding with a larger Bronx rap environment where music, reputation, humiliation, and criminal investigations had become tightly connected. Herrera never reached the fame of K-Flock, yet his music developed inside the same borough where prosecutors increasingly treated rap visibility as part of street power. K-Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez.
You don't know what an AI work management platform is? Yikes. Here's 3 new AI-powered changes to the Monday
rose from Bronx drill into national attention before federal prosecutors built a racketeering case involving attempted murder and gang activity. In 2025, Perez was convicted on federal counts before receiving a 30-year sentence, while prosecutors highlighted social media posts, private messages, and a violent reputation. His case showed how quickly songs, neighborhood alliances, internet behavior, and criminal evidence could be folded into one official narrative. Brooklyn rapper Chef G faced a similar collision from another borough, with prosecutors accusing him of supporting gang violence through money earned from music. Chef G, whose real name is Michael Williams, later pleaded guilty to attempted murder and conspiracy charges tied to that larger prosecution. His case reinforced an atmosphere where rap success no longer sat separately from allegations involving shootings, retaliation, or organized neighborhood conflicts.
That's crazy. I didn't even know
For
that.
smaller artists like Herrera, that environment shaped how outsiders interpreted almost every confrontation, even without evidence connecting him to those larger cases. The pressure also reached concert stages when Rolling Loud removed Sha E.K., Ron Suno, and 22 G's from its 2022 New York lineup at the NYPD's request. That move suggested city authorities viewed certain drill artists as potential public safety concerns rather than entertainers whose disputes ended when the music stopped. Mayor Eric Adams entered the same debate after criticizing drill content, then meeting with rappers, following backlash over whether the city was targeting expression. Those arguments never produced one settled answer, yet they revealed how seriously New York institutions had started treating music, social media, and street violence as overlapping forces. Meanwhile, the internet kept accelerating everything those institutions were trying to understand, especially whenever disrespect appeared on camera and reached thousands of viewers within hours. The death of Ethan Reyes, known as Naughty Osama, showed how quickly a young rapper's killing could become dances, taunts, memes, and recycled content. Lisandro Jr. Guzman Feliz had already shown another side of that machine after surveillance footage captured his fatal 2018 attack outside a Bronx bodega. In both cases, video shaped public memory before courtrooms, official findings, or complete context had time to catch up. Chicken Herrera occupied a smaller lane, though his location, rap ambitions, arrest history, and neighborhood standing placed him inside that same culture of instant interpretation. A public confrontation involving another rapper could therefore become more than an argument once phones captured it, repost pages circulated it, and viewers picked sides. Baby I Threat represented another changing part of Bronx drill, where women were pushing into a scene long dominated by male artists, rivalries, and aggressive performance. When her dispute with Chicken turned physical, the footage did not remain a private Bronx incident, since the blow immediately became public humiliation with an audience. That moment would soon replace Stolies, the Nipsey Hussle meeting, Exotic World, and nearly every earlier detail people knew about Ralph Herrera. Within hours, thousands saw him less as a father, store worker, or neighborhood rapper, and more as the man who knocked a Baby Threat unconscious on camera. The clip moved quickly through Bronx hip-hop pages, with viewers arguing over what started the confrontation and whether his actions could ever be justified. Before anyone established those answers, another camera was already waiting on Westchester Avenue, where Chicken's name would become attached to something far more permanent. By the summer of 2025, Baby I Threat was part of a growing wave of women pushing deeper into Bronx drill, where reputation could rise through music, confrontation, or whatever reached the internet first. Her name was still developing beyond local circles, yet the altercation with Ralph Chicken Herrera placed her before a much larger audience almost overnight. The footage showed an argument turning physical before Herrera threw a punch that knocked her unconscious, leaving the entire dispute frozen inside a short clip. What started the confrontation has never been clearly established through police statements, court records, or reliable public reporting, so every explanation came from people interpreting fragments.
So come down here.
That uncertainty did little to
come
slow
over
the
here.
spread, since viewers
Come up here.
immediately began choosing sides before anyone could confirm what happened before the camera started recording.
Come. Oh, it's
Some
like,
people
damn, my
argued
nigga.
Herrera had defended himself during a chaotic dispute, while others saw a grown man striking a smaller woman with force severe enough to drop her instantly. The video carried more weight than his music ever had, since countless viewers who had never heard Stolies suddenly knew Chicken through one violent moment. Repost pages clipped away context, comments piled up, and the names Baby Threat and Chicken Don Dada started traveling together across Bronx hip-hop conversations. That association changed the meaning of both figures, with Baby Threat becoming the woman who was knocked out publicly, while Herrera became the man who delivered the punch. Once that label attached itself to him, nearly every later discussion treated the clip as the opening move in whatever followed. During the next several hours, the footage moved through social media with the speed normally reserved for major rap disputes, despite neither artist holding national fame. People reposted the knockout, debated Herrera's actions, tagged friends, and attached their own explanations to an argument they had not personally witnessed. Around Soundview, where Chicken was already familiar with Westchester Avenue and Morrison Avenue, the conversation carried a different weight since residents knew the man inside the video. His 27 prior arrests, including a firearm case, gave some viewers a reason to imagine deeper street conflicts, although nothing public established that history as part of the altercation. Meanwhile, his friends still recognized the father of four who worked around Exotic World, recorded music, and had once traveled west with his studio connection. That collision between local memory and online judgment created a powerful rumor lane before detectives ever had a homicide to investigate. One theory claimed Herrera had embarrassed the wrong person publicly, which supposedly placed him under immediate pressure inside a rap culture where disrespect rarely stayed private. Another possibility suggested the viral clip merely exposed somebody who already had unresolved problems unrelated to baby threat, while a third claimed the timing was simply too sharp to ignore. None of those explanations became an official finding, and the New York Police Department never publicly confirmed that the punch motivated his killing. Even so, the internet had already built a revenge narrative, mainly from the fact that Herrera was shot roughly one day after the footage appeared. By August 7th, Herrera had returned to the same routine that placed him near Exotic World almost every day, which likely made the area feel ordinary rather than dangerous. The storefront beneath the elevated number 6 line remained a neighborhood stop where customers bought small items, friends gathered, and chickens spent time near the entrance. Nothing public suggests he entered hiding, changed locations, or expected an attack that night, although the viral video was already changing how strangers viewed him.
I was not looking.
That normal pattern brought him back outside the shop around 10:30 p.m., placing him in the exact spot where another recording would soon replace the first. This time, the footage would not show an argument developing, since the approaching gunman appeared focused on only one action. Herrera stood outside Exotic World on Westchester Avenue near Morrison Avenue when a hooded figure moved toward him with enough control to close the distance before opening fire. The attacker wore a black t-shirt with multicolored lettering, black pants, black and red sneakers, plus a sweatshirt tightened around his face. Once the gunman reached the close range, he fired a single shot into the left side of Herrera's head, then ran down Westchester Avenue before officers could arrive. Responding police found one shell casing on the pavement, while emergency medical workers rushed the critically wounded rapper toward Jacoby Medical Center. Doctors could not save him, and the 33-year-old father of 4 was pronounced dead after the attack. The violence lasted only seconds, yet surveillance cameras around the store captured enough detail to become central to both the investigation and the next wave of speculation. Detectives seized footage from Exotic World, reviewed the shooter's movements, and later released still images while asking the public to identify the person shown. Investigators believe the same suspect appeared nearby afterward, without the hood pulled tightly around his face, although his clothing remained the clearest identifying feature at that time. Viewers soon stopped focusing only on the gunman, since another person standing close to Herrera before the shooting began was attracting attention online. The figure appeared to touch his face or wipe his nose, then moved away shortly before the attacker entered the frame and fired. Commenters treated that sequence as a possible signal, although police never announced that the gesture proved involvement, coordination, or knowledge of the coming attack. Still, the timing looked suspicious enough to keep the theory alive, especially among viewers already convinced the baby threat incident had triggered retaliation. By then, 2 recordings had defined Chicken's final 24 hours, yet neither explained who arranged the shooting, who pulled the trigger, or whether the first video had anything to do with the second.
Having a custom app can give you a serious edge over the competition. And with GoDaddy Aero AI Builder, you can have one ready to go before the lunch rush. Just one platform, one conversation. And you can...
For months, Ralph Chicken Herrera's killing remained trapped between surveillance footage, neighborhood theories, plus an unidentified shooter whose face appeared only briefly on camera. The internet kept replaying the clip, returning repeatedly to the man standing beside Herrera before the shooting, while many viewers argued that a face-touching gesture looked like a signal moments before the gunman arrived. Detectives never publicly confirmed that interpretation. During the early investigation, no conspiracy was announced and no arrests supported the growing set-up narrative circulating across social media. That uncertainty lasted until May 28, 2026, when federal prosecutors unsealed an indictment that completely changed how the public understood the case. Instead of describing the shooting as another unsolved Bronx homicide, prosecutors alleged it formed part of a much larger racketeering investigation centered on the Mac Ballers, a violent gang accused of drug trafficking, robbery, and organized retaliation against perceived disrespect. Federal authorities arrested 3 people that morning, naming Jared Dawkins, Caden West, also known as K Backends, and Milan Wright, better known publicly as Baby Y Threat. According to the indictment, West, Wright, and other gang members allegedly fought with Herrera outside a Bronx store on August 5th, 2025, then discussed killing him during the days that followed in retaliation for that confrontation. Prosecutors further alleged that on August 7th, Dawkins approached Herrera wearing a mask and dark clothing before shooting him at point-blank range on the sidewalk outside Exotic World, transforming a local mystery into a federal racketeering prosecution.
He said all that?
The charges reached far beyond one murder allegation, with Dawkins, West, and Wright each facing racketeering conspiracy counts, while West and Wright also faced conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering, and West additionally faced murder in aid of racketeering, plus a firearms charge. Those allegations remain accusations rather than proven facts, and every defendant is presumed innocent unless proven guilty in court. Yet the indictment offered the first official explanation tying Herrera's death to alleged gang retaliation rather than internet speculation alone. That development also reframed the earlier viral fight involving Baby Y Threat, placing it inside a broader narrative prosecutors claimed involved gang loyalty, retaliation, and organized violence instead of a random street dispute. Looking back, the first viral video introduced many viewers to Ralph Herrera through one violent confrontation, while the second recording captured the moment his life ended on Westchester Avenue. Between those 2 clips sat months of unanswered questions, neighborhood rumors, surveillance analysis, and public debate before federal investigators announced arrests that dramatically changed the direction of the case.
Well, there you go, champ. It's fucking insane. It's one of those things that you say playing around like, yo, if they would have done that to my sister, I would have done da 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 da. Yeah, I guess he did it. He I don't think anybody should lose their life over an altercation, but if that was my sister, that'd be crazy, bro. It'd be real crazy, for real. It would be real crazy. I'm telling you, because, man, I'd be tight. You know? And who knows how do you react in a situation like that, you feel me? That's really the question. How is a person supposed to react when you do something like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, chat, drop it in the comment box. How would you react to something like that? You know? Like, you know? How you feel about it? And, I don't know, chat. I mean, they apprehended her, so they're clearly know what they're doing, you feel me? They clearly know what they're doing. What the fuck just happened here? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Thank you. Who the fuck was that? Thank you. Oh, how did that happen? Guys, do you see that? Somebody just gifted me 20 subs. Holy shit. Subscription. That is dope. Holy shit. Wait, hold on. Oh shit, yeah. Oh shit, yeah. That is what happened. It just updated right now on my back page. OMG. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See, this is the reason why I was feeling down too, because all my subscribers left. I only had one subscriber left, and then today I walk in and look at this shit, son. Oh my god, thank you so much. Damn, that turned it around for me. I think that even made me hungry. I haven't even ate nothing all day, and that just turned it around for me. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Thank you so much to whoever did that. Hold up, legend. I gotta snooze the commercial because hold up. Come over here. I was like, yo, something happened here. Come up here. Hurry. Up. I just got like 20 subscribers from somebody. Come up. Oh, whatever, bro. You're not enjoying this with me. I'm enjoying this by myself. Thank you so much, whoever you were. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you figured that out. Holy shit. Okay, I'm clipping it right now. I'm clipping it right. I was so confused because I saw something happen, but I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, whoever did that. I love you. I fucking do. Thank you so much. Holy shit. That was so awesome. Yes, sir. That was so dope. Ah, that feels so good, chat. Oh shit, chat. That feels so good, chat. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Ah, fuck. Thank you for keeping me present. Oh man, I'm clipping this right now. Ooh, my phone. Forget about that. It's just not important right now. There you go. That's so cool. Thank you guys. I fucks with you. I appreciate you. Keep following, and sub up if you haven't sub up to the channel. Thank you so much. That just totally made my fucking day. I'm dead ass. Look, I'm clipping right now. Shit, yeah. That is what happened. It just updated right now on my back page. OMG, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Back page. Back page wasn't the reason why I was feeling down too, because all my subscribers left. I only had one subscriber left, and then today I walk in and look at this shit, son. Oh my god! Thank you so much. Damn, that turned it around for me. I think that even made me hungry. Thank you. I haven't even ate nothing all day, and that just turned it around for me. Wow. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Thank you so much to whoever did that. Hold up, legend. I gotta snooze the commercial because I had to snooze the commercial. Hold up. Come over here. That was so cool. Thank you. I appreciate whoever that was. That made me feel so good right now. It hit the spot. Now I could go eat the food that I ordered, which I was just gonna let I don't know. I don't know, chat. I be feeling weird sometimes. But I appreciate it. That is dope. I was so confused. Holy shit, wait, hold on. Oh shit, yeah. Oh shit, yeah. That is what happened. It just updated right now on my back page. OMG! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See, this is the reason why I was feeling down too, because all my subscribers left. I only had one subscriber left, and then today I walk in and look at this shit, son. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Damn, that turned it around for me. I think that even made me hungry for me today. I haven't even ate nothing all day, and that just turned it around for me. Appetite. Wow!
It's like, I
thank you so
deserve
much, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Thank you so much to whoever did that. Hold up,
Thank you
Legend. I
for
gotta
real.
snooze
Thank you,
the
thank you,
commercial
thank you.
because OMG. Hold up. Come. That feels so good inside. You already know, Chad. It's your boy King Buddha. I'm getting off this shit. I'm about to eat something. And thank you for my subs,
Holy
everybody.
shit, wait,
You
hold
already
up. Oh,
know
shit,
my
yeah.
Buddhists. All my booties, all my Buddhists,
That is
all
what
my
happened.
Buddhists. It just updated right
Thank
now
you
on
for all the love.
my
Thank you
back
for all the
page.
appreciation, man.
OMG!
I'm gonna
Thank
be
you so
getting back
much. Thank
on
you
in a
so
minute.
much.
I'm
Thank you
just
so
gonna eat
much.
something, and then we're gonna be gaming.
See,
So
this is the
I
reason
guess
why
today
I
we're gonna do
was
a
feeling
song. But
down
we're
too,
gonna be
because all my
gaming later. So
subscribers
just stick
left. I only
around.
had one
You know, we're doing some
subscriber left,
Minecraft.
and then today I
And
walk
that's
in and
what it
look
is,
at this
chat.
shit, son.
Looks at y'all. Thank you so much. I love
Oh
you
my
guys.
God! Thank you so
Appreciate y'all.
much.
It's your
Damn,
boy
that
King
turned it
Buddha.
around for me. I
And
think that
remember,
even made me hungry. I haven't even ate
what you
nothing all
give
day,
is
and
what you
that
get
just
in life, and
turned
karma
it around for me.
doesn't ever,
Wow!
ever
Thank you
let
so
anybody
much,
slide.
everybody. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Thank
Be
you so
the,
much to
be the
whoever did
change you
that.
want in the world.
Hold up, Legend. I gotta snooze the commercial, and I'm out. Hold up. Come on. Description.